All right, what's up, guys? Good morning. It's like 9 o'clock. This is like super early for me to be up on a Sunday. But so we're gonna be trying to make like a little bit of a different video. I do want to show you guys the car because I took the car off the jack stands for the first time, and this thing just looks so sick sitting on the ground. But today, of course, we gotta start off with some double D's. But we're gonna be going to my friend Craig's house. We're gonna be picking up his Honda Ruckus. Said the thing don't run, hasn't ran, thing's been sitting. He wants to either get it fixed so he can ride it or sell it, whatever. So that's gonna be the game plan today. So we got our digital dash GPS going. I don't know if you guys can hear me because driving this Jeep on the highway, everything just rattles to shit, but we're on our way to go get this Ruckus. Honestly, it probably just needs like a good tune-up, some fresh gas, considering it is a Honda, and Honda's small engines usually run fairly good. Alright, so this is a Honda Ruckus. I don't know anything about these, but I know this thing doesn't run. And so we're going to see if we can't get this thing fired up, running. Somebody's already torn into this. I mean, I got like the seat and plastic for this in the back seat, but all the hardware, everything's missing, which is kind of a bummer. I like to go into something clean that nobody's messed with, but is what it is. Took this thing off the jack stands. This thing is so friggin' low. Look at that. That is crazy. Dumb low to the ground. So we ended up putting the stock suspension back in the front. This good old stock struts. We had to disconnect this sway bar because the sway bar is super tight, and I was afraid when I dropped it on the ground that this thing would pivot and just wipe out this oil pan. So for now we just took it off. We still got to figure that out. But in the back we still have our BC coilover, so the back of this thing is still slammed. I mean, I can't even fit fingers in there. But damn, it's locked. The whole reason I took this thing off the jack stands really was because I kind of wanted to put bigger, heavy dutier jack stands underneath this thing, and I wanted to get new pieces of wood to put them on, and I also just didn't want this thing up in the air any longer, especially now that it's wintertime. I don't want like this thing falling off the jack stands, because this thing's been on jack stands for over a year now at least. But the main thing is I just wanted to see how this thing would look on the ground and if the suspension would be bottomed out. But just the way this thing looks is like crazy. So crazy. Alright, so before we unload this Honda Ruckus, I need to clean up and reorganize a little bit because there is very limited room. So I at least want to get this space right here cleared out. So I could pull this thing in here and start cranking away at it. Alright guys, so we got our workspace cleared out. Had I not had so much shit, or if I had a bigger garage, it wouldn't be an issue, but I think this will be enough of a space to get around this little Honda Ruckus and do some work to it. For now, I'm gonna go unload this thing. Alright guys, so we got this thing pushed in here. Actually, I just lifted it off the back of the truck. It's so damn light, but so I'm gonna look this thing over real quick. It is kind of dark in here, but we're gonna look this thing over. The battery is stone dead, but it does have a Kickstarter. But we're gonna be checking the oil, make sure this thing's got oil. Alright, so let's see what we got for oil. Yeah, she's got oil in her. She's pretty clean too, so that's a good start. I think next I'm going to pull off this spark plug and see if we got spark. So when I went to go pull out the spark plug was already loose, so that's not a good sign. I mean, it's a good sign in the aspect it probably won't run right with the spark plug loose. So we're still going to take the spark plug out, check it out. If I could see, it looks relatively clean. I think they said this thing's only got 500 miles on it, so I don't know if this has ever been replaced, but I mean, this thing's hardly been ran, so we're going to be checking spark real quick. Show you guys how to do that in 1 second. This is how you check spark. Like I said, you pull it out, ground it to the cylinder head. So we got spark. So I kind of want to put a battery in this thing just so I can make sure all the electrical stuff is good. And so I'm not sitting there kicking this thing over and over again. So we're going to go see if we can't get a battery. We drained the gas tank because the gas tank was like really old. So we're going to get some fresh gas. We're going to get a new battery, new fuel filter if they got it. And a new spark plug if they got it. So I'm going to have to run to the parts store real quick. And then I will get back. Alright, so we are back from the parts store. I got a jump box, so if we kill this battery by turning this thing over a zillion times, we can at least continue to jump start it. And we got some fresh 93. So I'm going to take all of this and put it on this and see if we can't turn this thing over now using the electric start. New battery is in. Let's see if we got some power. Oh, she turns on. Let's see. No headlamps. We got turn signals. No headlamps though. I don't know why. Let's see if this thing will start. Nope. No electric start either. Well, got a horn. So we got horn and turn signals. We got this thing to light up. Got these rear lights too working. So I'm going to put this gas tank back in. Put the spark plug in. I'm not even going to use the new one. Fresh gas. Turn this thing over. See what happens. Alright, so spark plug back in, fuel tank in there, fresh gas. We know we have spark, no electric start. I do hear the fuel pump running, so before I put the spark plug in, I did spray some starting fluid down in there just to maybe help. So let's see what we got. That was almost a little too easy. Almost. So we got her to run, only using starting fluid. I kind of want to put this thing up in the air a little bit so this way this back tire can spin, because I guess this is like a centrifugal clutch, whatever the hell you call it. So, you know, don't move anywhere until you start giving it throttle. And I kind of want to hold this thing open up a little bit. But the thing is, it keeps wanting to go forward. But, I mean, we're making progress. So, real quick, I'm going to go outside since my bike stand's already being used. I'm going to go outside. Probably get like a cinder block or something just to lift this ass end off the ground and then try to start it again. Alright guys, so real quick, I got this thing running. It only wants to run while I'm choking out the carburetor, so I took all of that apart. So before my GoPro died on me, I had this carburetor apart because I had the thing running. It wasn't running all that well, so I thought some of the jets inside the car were clogged up. So I took that apart, cleaned it. Some of them were clogged up. So I put it back together. The thing definitely runs better now. I also figured out why the electric start doesn't work. Because you need to hold the brake and have the key on. You have to hold the brake to get it to work. So now this thing idles really smooth. It starts really good. I can usually... It's still a little choppy because it's cold. Once this thing warms up, you can actually hold this thing like wide open through to like all the RPMs and it sounds good. Like I said, she's still cold, but so the next thing I'm gonna do is, he didn't give me any hardware for this tank or for that plastic piece. The seat is in the car, so I'm gonna try to put all that on, and I'll probably run to the store real quick and just get some hardware. So the only thing that left for him to do would be put this front cover piece on, and that's it. So pretty exciting. Alright, so pretty much put this whole thing back together. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this thing's ready to take it down the street, and let's see what she's got. Alright guys, so we out here. We got her running. She ain't running right. I don't know if you guys can even hear me, but she ain't running all too good. I'm not too sure what's going on with it, but the only thing is, the way we can get this thing to run good is you have to choke out the carburetor. So we put a sock over the end of the intake boot to choke it out a little bit, and when it choked out, it actually runs fairly decent. Without it, it's got like no top end. This thing will idle, but oh shit, this is an uphill pull, wide open, 15 mile an hour. Still got some work to do, closer than we were yesterday, but she runs.
Don't tell me you're taking a GoPro.
I'm making a YouTube video.
Don't buy a Ruckus.
Yeah, don't buy a Ruckus. Definitely get something that's like 5-6 times the CC at least. See, this is what we had to do. Put a sock in the carburetor boot just so it would run right, but she runs good now. Why are you so loud? But yeah, we still gotta fuck with this thing, so till tomorrow. Alright, what's up guys? So it's the following day and I'm out here messing with this Ruckus again. I pretty much had the plastics on. I had the seat and everything back on because I thought after the carburetor cleaning and finding like some clogged jets, that was going to be the answer. I mean, this thing ran good with the back tire off the ground, but as soon as I put some load on it, the thing just didn't want to go nowhere. So brought it back inside, took everything back off. And like I was saying, I was pretty much choking out the intake boot pretty much, this thing don't have a choke. This is all like a weird setup. So pretty much if I was running with the choke on, the thing would run perfect. No issues, idle fine, had the power. Obviously that's not a permanent fix though. So I've been messing with it some more. And these carburetors, for whatever reason, instead of having like a throttle cable that comes through the top that attaches to the needle, and that's what pulls like the slide up and down, this thing has like a some sort of diaphragm in here. Now I did take this off. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but it's got this hose going to it. So I'm assuming this is like a vacuum hose or something. This thing's supposed to be pulling vacuum, and that's what makes this thing work. So instead of choking out this intake boot, literally if I cap this off, this thing runs perfect. So I mean, I haven't done any research yet. I'm probably gonna go inside and do some reading and figure out what the hell this does and all that. But hopefully some of you guys down in the comments can tell me something about this thing, because I'm at the point where I'm about to just cap this off, delete this hose, cap the hose off back here, and call it done. I just don't want there to be any long-term effects with that. Drop a comment below if you know what you're talking about when it comes to these type of carburetors, regardless if it's a Ruckus or whatever, any type of vacuum, weird diaphragm carburetor, that thing is. But besides that, I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, I was going to try to put out just any kind of content, you know, even if it's not like related to the Z. I'm still going to be trying to make videos because I'm always out here doing shit like this. If not, up in my friend Nick's house, working on something, always having a good time, just trying to stay busy. But again, thanks for watching, and until next time.